Oh, Eidolon.
We begin with Duplain. We see its title. We see the castle. We watch as the guards that stand on the tower point out. We see 3 banners. The banner of Wessex, the personal banner of King Cerdic, and a white flag. The men make their way, a messenger, to the castellan of Duplain. We see the castellan of Duplain as the messenger arrives. Sir, it's King Cerdic. The castellan looks kind of surprised, I guess, would be the right word there. And he looks to the messenger, and he says, have they come then? A siege? And he says, no, sir. They come under the banners of truce. And with that, we get underway with the King's Gambit. The year is 509. King Ninteliad, the most likely candidate to sit upon the high seat, the high king of all of Britain, died last year. And with Lot way up in the north, all things seem to suggest that Cerdic, the half-Kimry son of the tyrant Vortigern, has the best claim for such a position, despite his Saxon background. What stops him from truly having any access to all of Logris and beyond it, the rest of the island, is Silchester and Salisbury. And with that, we're going to go ahead and do some introductions for the crew. We're going to start with Thomas.
Hello, my name is Thomas, and today I will be playing Squire Helen of Winterbourne, Stoke. The only one not knighted.
It's fair. It's tough, but it's fair. We will go to Mark next.
Hello, my name is Mark, here that gets me out, and tonight I will be playing Sir Lucius, the loyal knight of Bray and of Idmiston. And he is ready to prove himself despite being quite young.
Liam.
Baby.
Hi, everybody. I'm Liam. Tonight I am playing Sir Jarren the Lesser, recently knighted and roughly the appropriate age to be a knight. So,
unlike the others,
unlike the others, I'm pretty much the normal one here.
And we go to the already a knight because he was actually of the proper age when he was knighted, Sir Hewgon.
Quite the rarity in Salisbury. A normal aged knight, yeah, Sir Hewgon of Newton Manor, the heir of the manor. I don't know if Quirk will be around, that miscreant, but for now we have Hewgon, who has a bunch of young ones to corral. Train. Lead. We'll see how it goes.
During the Crucible, we witnessed the recklessness and pride of our young Earl Robert, as he not only saw to his own knighting, but the knighting of several squires. Amongst them were Lucius and Jarren, and Hewgon's 14-year-old kin, who managed to sneak his way in past the entry line to become part of the squad. We also have Helen, who is of a younger age, not old enough to be knighted under Robert's rules for those who fought the Saxons back from Wilton Town.
And too honest to lie about her age, despite her prodigious size.
Right? Well, folks,
Where's their courage?
We've been doing this for a while, But if you are onboarding, this is a good time to onboard. This is the new crew that will be entering the Boy King phase, all here today. We're going to quickly go over a couple more things. So, Jarren, Lucius, and Helen, you've all been summoned to participate in the direct convoy of the Earl himself. You can all mark 20 glory for such a prestige. Corrick will also gain that 20 glory. Congratulations. And
I'll mark that
A-
down.
As is deserved, Quirk, you know.
indeed. So we're going to zoom in on Salisbury, on Sarum, the rock, the center of our lovely county, the county that's done so much with so little over the years. We see Sir Hewgon as he makes his way through the courtyard in Sarum. And Hewgon, we're going to give you an awareness test. You may add +5 because you are here to find a certain somebody who you have recently learned is still in Sarum. It seems that the Lady Teganwyn is present.
Who? Wow, the one he tried to approach and fell directly on his face, quite literally. So, yeah, let me see if he notices. Oh, no. She walks right on by. Like,
Walks right on by.
Thought she was here. Thought
Yeah.
she was here, I swear.
You walk on by, and as you're just about to make your way to the castle, you hear her voice, and she says, "Let go of me." And then we cut away from that scene to explain some context here. Lucius, Helen, Jarren, you arrive to Sarum to see that Sarum has a small company of foreigners that have arrived foreign to Salisbury anyways, who have arrived here and are under Earl Robert's hospitality. Jarren, Lucius, Helen, you may make a recognize roll.
I am
Right.
15 and not good at a lot of things. I fail.
I'm 20, I think, now. And I'm also not good at a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm
This is
17 and I really fucked that up.
This is a bad omen, you guys.
Off to a
Hold
good
on.
start.
Luther Pendragon.
I haven't rolled yet. Let's see.
That might be Mark's. Welcome to entry-level characters, I guess. And bad rolls. Those would be high in D&D. They're
Yes,
not great
who's
for
back?
Pendragon. Yeah. Okay, so I think for Jarren and Helen, you can tell this is some kind of important retinue, but you're not quite sure. For Lucius, you're quite certain that is the banners of King Lot. Do you have anything to say about that, Lucius? Is there still a mark in the room?
Oh,
looks like
sorry,
you
repeat
might-
that.
Oh, there he is.
My name I completely phased out the name. I was like, that's not my character. I play Fart. And we repeat.
So, for the others, they were uncertain who this foreign dignitary is. For you, you're quite certain that's King Lot. That's his banners. You're almost certain.
Makes sense.
The three of you...
Sorry.
The three of you are pulled into a meeting with the Earl, but the Earl's currently tending to whoever these dignitaries are. So you're kind of like in a waiting room. And while you're waiting, you have the Earl's mother, Lady Ellen, sits with you. So does Sir Bar. They kind of stand and wait. The Earl should be done shortly.
Of course, my lady. If I might ask, I am not yet a knight. Should I not be tending to my sire?
Right now, you are to be assigned to the Earl's Conroy. He's requested it.
Her face breaks out into a gigantic beam as she stands up even straighter, adding like 3 inches onto her height, and goes, "Yes, my lady."
Okay. At that point, immediately, again, this is Mark, Liam, and Thomas, till we get used to the names. So the door opens, and you see a couple people exit. You see, I will give you a recognize roll. This time you get a +10 to your recognize, all of you. All 3 of
Then
you.
it is an
God.
even fight. Success.
It's all right. The adult in the room has got this.
Success.
Okay.
Oh, man.
We all got it. Turns out a +10 is the great equalizer.
The 3 of you see several Saxons walk out of the room. And then at their helm, King Carrick of Wessex. This is the first time Carrick has ever been inside Sarum. He looks to all of you, kind of recognizing you more as too young to be knights, too young to be noticed, and so he does nothing in turn, simply walks on, except for he stops and looks at maybe Lucius for a moment, gives a nod, recognizing Lucius's coat of arms. We see
Give a nod in return.
out enters Earl Rofus, or Sir Rofus, rather. That's not a... Just forget I said that. It's Sir Rofus and Earl Robert. Rofus is whose sire again? Yes, Helen.
Mine.
So he'll kind of stick around a little bit. Robert sort of storms off. With Robert is, of course, Sir Erwin. So Ellen will chase after Robert. Robert was supposed to meet with you, but apparently he's just walked on all red in the face and frustrated. The 3 of you are here, and Rofus will approach you.
Oh. 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Rufus.
Sir Rofus, yeah. Rofus is, once again, the slimy, slithery seneschal of Robert, his uncle. He smiles, and he says, "Well, that went about as well as one might expect. The Earl was supposed to meet with you. I apologize that he did not."
It's all right. I mean, obviously, things have been complicated recently. I don't think any of us hold it against the Earl. You happen to know what business he had with us, though?
Yes, we are making plans. We'll be doing the Earl will be traveling throughout his keeps at Salisbury, and we'll be accompanying him on his ride.
Oh. And I think Jarren turns to the other two. Is Hewgon with us as well? Is it just Lucius and Helen?
Just us, I think.
Just the 2 of you. 3 of
He
you.
smiles and he goes, well, I don't think any of us would find that objectionable at all. Helen, Lucius, you up for a ride?
Always. Though, is this going to be complicated by the nature of the meeting? Earl Robert didn't look happy with what was discussed.
Well, I suppose that's up to the Earl. I don't see why he would slow down his progress. With that, I'm going to give you all either folklore or an intrigue test, your choice.
I got a folklore of 9, but an intrigue of 14. I'm inclined to do intrigue unless someone else wants to do it so we can cover our bases.
No, I'll do folk.
It's both both out of 10 for me.
Right, let's do intrigue.
Success.
Success.
Oh, well, I'm not even needed. I guess I'm going with the one that I want ticked more.
So this is a normal right of any warlord to be able to, the progress, it's a formal comment, whether it's the king's progress or the earl's progress, they would ride through their lands, and while they visit manors and visit castles, they tax the place. That's how it normally goes.
Gotcha. We're tax collectors. Oh, we're going to be the least popular people in the county.
Well, you're not collecting anything. You're accompanying the lord who's doing the tax collecting themselves. See, they do
My
it them.
words
We're going to be the
exactly.
least popular.
We're just standing here. That's it.
Indeed. With that, Rufus says, we need to find, for now, until the Earl's ready, you've been assigned to a younger knight, Sir Hewgon. And I'll get an awareness roll from the three of you.
I'm very young and not very good at things. I failed.
Sort of a
I
pity.
succeed.
I was kind of hoping that Helen would get to be my squire. Oh, I succeeded.
Maybe because where Lucius and Jarren both sit, you both hear from the window, you hear some kind of commotion in the courtyard. The way the trees and everything are set up, it's like hard to, you have no visibility down, but there's some kind of commotion. And Rufus looks to you all and then says, excuse me, and he'll start that way. It's very clear Rufus is playing a bit more, well, he is a bit more of a diplomat, and Salisbury's starting to lack some of those, especially with the marshal away right now, and they have an acting marshal. So what do the three of you want to do? Do you want to follow Rufus, or are you going to stick around for a minute? What do you want to do?
If I am aware of the commotion, I would like to go and investigate. But as I am not, Helen would be keen to talk to the knights. But I'll let them react first.
Does Lucius have anything specific? Because I've been chatting almost too much so far.
I think out of curiosity, Lucius would go see what Rufus is trying to find. Curiosity.
The last time Squire Helen followed Sir Lucius, it ended up with learning the outcome of a war and the death of 2 kings. She's going to follow Sir Lucius.
I'm interested in getting to know that Hewgon guy, so I think that's what I'll go and do.
Yes, of course. We'll find him and see what the hubbub is about.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, I'm excited. This is going to be fun. Probably.
Most certainly. I'm glad they let me keep my gear.
Okay. So we will come back to Hewgon now. Hewgon, you hear that. You hear her voice. You hear her say, let go of me, in a shout.
And we're in the courtyard or the gardens or something?
Apparently you walked past her, but it makes sense. There's certain parts that are meant to be sort of scenic and obscure, from simple pathways. Basically setting up noise blockers, trees and garden, like a garden. So it's probably towards the garden.
With the recognized voice, I think Hewgon is definitely going to about face and start trucking his way over. If he can grab, I don't know what's in the courtyard. Do we have our swords on us when we're roaming around?
Typically not. Not unless you're on active duty.
All right. Is there a stick nearby? Or that would be like pruning something off of a tree and take too much time.
You'd probably have your dagger.
No, you absolutely would not have your
No,
dagger.
it's a
Yeah.
quirt.
Oh,
It's a cord, you
right,
can't
right.
stab. I think you're
Yeah.
grabbing a chair or nothing at all.
Yeah, you could try to break off a branch or something. It would be a delay.
Yeah, no, he's not delaying. I was just seeing if there's something quick So he's not the fastest runner. He's a bigger guy, tall, but he's gonna make his way through where he may have seen her or seen someone.
You see an older gentleman, not gentleman. You see an older knight. As you approach, you see some of his features and a mark that would definitely be in Hewgon's head, because Hewgon had an opportunity to fight the Saxons recently. He was there until he had died. He has on his lapel that same gold dragon on the red field. He is a household knight of King Cerdic. And you see he has his hand. He's holding Teganwyn, who's trying to retreat. Lady Teganwyn is trying to keep her here, and she's trying to pull away.
I think Hewgon's going to kind of bellow out, especially to get this man's attention. What is the problem here, sir?
No problem at all. You can move about your
Clearly,
business, knight.
there's a problem. Hewgon takes another step close, not getting in this guy's face, but close enough to be uncomfortable.
He lets go of her, and then he kind of does step up to you at that point. How big is Hewgon? Hewgon's tall.
Yeah, so Hewgon is 17 size, so he's tall, but a lot of that isn't strength. He's 12 strength, so he's strong because he is just naturally larger, not because he's like beefy.
You see, in turn, a man that stands about your size, maybe a bit smaller. He's older, perhaps has something to do with it. But definitely eyes that tell you he's not afraid of you. Probably underestimating you in this moment. And he says, "This isn't your business. You can move on."
I need to know why you've put hands on a lady of our keep.
Think you missed the part where I said this wasn't your business.
So sad, you see, for it is now my business, because it is my honor to defend those in here from assailants. You seem to be one.
You accuse me of being an assailant. I'm under
Do
the
you-
hospitality of your Earl.
Does that give you free reign to grab people?
And just about like as this is happening, we see the guards show up, right? Because they heard the shouts, but they weren't anywhere near. And they kind of come in, but it looks like the situation is Hewgon and the Saxon. So they lean in favor of the obvious Salisbury knight. They kind of surround the Saxon a bit. And he looks at them all. He says, "There's no problem here, unless Sir Knight wishes to make one."
This knight, sadly, has broken the oath in that hospitality has been abused. He needs escorted to the outskirts.
I will be escorted no such place. And with that, we see Jarren, Lucius, Helen, and in the front of them, Rufus. And Rufus comes in. Oh, is everything okay? Perhaps everything was a bit of a misunderstanding, right? Sir Hewgon, everything's a misunderstanding, right?
So let's have our new friend here explain himself, as he was grabbing a hold of a lady who quite clearly did not want grabbed. What is your explanation, Sir Knight?
You think you saw what you saw, but you did not.
Oh, explain. You are very cryptic for some reason.
I don't have to explain myself to you. We've been through this. And with that, Rofus forever continued to be the annoying diplomat, peacekeeper, even when peace has already been broken by the other side. Says, well, let's, perhaps this should be taken to the Earl and the King of Wessex to discuss then before anything gets worse.
If I may, there is an easy solution. Why do we not speak to the woman he was menacing and ask about the circumstances which brought this about?
All right, give me, Helen, give me a courtesy roll.
Let's do it. I'm not uncourteous, but that's not going to do much on a 16.
Okay. And maybe this is a matter of Helen not liking the way things work, but there is a certain way things work. And the way things work is that testimony means a lot more by station. Something that this guy has a lot more of than a handmaiden might, right? And also evidence and truth are not necessarily done the same way as they would be in the modern day, right? This is not a matter of,
oh, no, definitely.
oh, here's the oily rag. It's word means a lot. But that doesn't mean Helen's okay with that.
Oh, definitely not. Like, even if she likely probably doesn't know the whole, like, legal minutia of the matter, it seems simple. A equals B. A knight of Salisbury said that he was menacing someone. The Saxon said he wasn't menacing someone. Let's just ask for someone.
Rofus speaks up and he's like, we'll just take, this is okay. We'll take this to Earl Robert and Kincaid, and the matter can be settled, I'm sure.
Then let us make our way. I will escort. I think Hewgon will give a look towards Lady Teganwyn, but it is a quick glance because his eyes are back solidly on this Saxon knight.
Okay. Teganwyn looks terrified, like she's not even sure. There's this look of fear in her. What would she have had to do if the attention had turned towards her, with everything that's on the line here? So she remains silent.
Does she follow with the rest of the crowd or, like, stay
She does.
well away?
Actually,
Yeah.
I don't think she will. I think she'll give Hewgon like a look of, very clearly she is thankful, Hewgon, for what you did. But I think she's going to sort of avoid this if she can.
As the crowd goes, I'd like to separate for just a brief moment.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
Helen would like to see that Lady Teganwyn is okay and unharmed. Like, the danger didn't happen because Sir Hewgon stepped in, or if there are, like, marks or, like, torn
Sure.
stuff.
Well, you stop and sit to the side.
Yeah.
We're going to check and see. Hewgon's kind of like, he's already volunteered. He's going to be going along.
Yeah.
So will the Saxon, who we learn is named Sir Kinwulf. It's broken, but he does have a link, I promise. Here, let's do this.
Oh, thank God it's not Sex Wolf. We already dealt with that guy.
We've already dealt with the sex wolf. Yeah.
The clan Sexwolf is a proud one.
Let's try this. Let's see if that works. Because I really want it. There we go.
There we go.
That's the man. So
This guy looks like old age again.
I did mention he's older.
No, he's
Yeah.
fine. He's fine.
So we go to Lucius and Jarren. I need to know, as the group's going elsewhere, what are the two of you doing? Helen is hanging behind to talk to Teganwyn.
Was that Jarren or Helen?
Oh, am I not coming through?
You're coming through
No,
fine.
I think I just misheard you.
Yeah, Helen's staying behind. Jarren and Lucius are deciding what to do as Hewgon's going along with
I'm just going to fix my mic. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so for Sir Lucius and Jarren, are you going with Hewgon, Rofus, this Saxon knight to go see the Earl and the King of Wessex? Or are you hanging behind as Helen goes to talk to Hewgon?
I think for Jarren specifically, he wanted to go and, meet Hewgon and spend some time with him, getting to know him. But I don't think he's even totally noticed that Helen has gone off on the side quest here. So I think that's where he's heading.
So Lucius is going after Sir Rufus, following behind him. Curious as well. He needs to meet the Earl. That's the reason he's here.
Okay. So we cut to the next scene. Actually, before we do, we'll address the Helen bit, because she might catch up depending on how long this goes. We see Helen hang
It doesn't have to
behind.
go for too long at all, yeah.
I'm not worried about that. It's timing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Role play as you would.
My lady, are you all right? You are unhurt?
Indeed. I will be just fine.
Good. It seems Sir Hewgon came at a fortuitous time then. I must away, but if you are well, then...
Do you want to actually look into it more or take her word for it? Where are you at with that?
I think I'll take her word for it. If it's it would be weird to do a thorough examination of her to see that, are there any knife marks? Though my first aid isn't awful if I wanted to do a brief checkup.
I don't think you're going to get a first aid on her from visual cue. You can intrigue if you'd like.
Oh, then let's do it. I'm better at that. I succeed.
She looks rattled, for sure.
It can be hard to be around brutes who think that they can do what they want, bullies. I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
Thank you. I'm going to find Lady Jenna.
Of course.
With that, we cut to the scene. We see Earl Robert enters from one door, and we see King Cerdic enters from the other. We see that the Seneschal Rufus is present. As we cut to the others, we see Jarren, Lucius, and Hewgon.
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, unless they speak first, Hewgon will not immediately start in. If the lords of the room will say something first, but if they're expectant, he will take a step forward. My Earl, I apologize for the interruption. However, we've had an incident.
An incident?
To me, it seems as though our hospitality has been abused. A lady of Sarum was accosted, and this knight here says he is above reproach and does not need to explain himself.
A lady. And Rufus will interrupt, and this probably is going to lose you a lot of respect for Rufus, but he says, it was a handmaiden. Or a handmaiden.
I apologize, Sir Rufus. I did not know that our people can be attacked right in our own keep. This is allowed. Is it?
Kindwolf laughs. I didn't attack anyone.
Oh, so grabbing people and restraining them. This is not attacking.
Rufus says, we have my Earl, and then Robert cuts him off. Shh, he says. And Dick actually looks over at Robert with a little, like a nod of respect when he does that. And Robert says, "It sounds like we have a matter similar to those we've had prior. A matter that can be dealt with honor." And Kerdek nods. "Yes, let the two fight. That will solve it."
May I ask a question? Now, station is a new passion to us. I'm going to sneeze again. I've been sneezing nonstop. Goodness. Now, station is a new passion that we have. I was just kind of testing it to see maybe if Jarren would interject in favor of their friend Hewgon, but I fumbled that shit. What would that mean, Mr. GM, for station?
Well, it'd mean something really bad if you were testing your passion, but since you weren't testing your passion,
I was. Yeah,
there's
I was testing
no involvement. If you're choosing it for yourself, it's your own interpretation. Station in general, though, for the game is meant to reflect your view of the feudal hierarchy and how important that is to everything.
Could there be an argument, say, that typically an interpretation of station is it's the nobility's job to protect people underneath us? That's kind of the role of nobility. And would a fumble perhaps mean that, well, if nobody feels like this is a big deal, it must not be that big a deal?
You can interpret it that way. I'm not going to say there's one correct way for that, though. That gets into the hair of argument for sure.
All right. Just getting a vibe for the new thing.
If she were a commoner, that would apply a little bit more, but technically, what you would get normally from a success on station here is this guy is a king's familial guard. That puts him at a very high station.
Oh, then I know exactly what a fumble would do in this then. I think without even totally understanding the situation, Jarren kind of smiles and steps over and puts a hand on Hewgon's shoulder, and he goes, "Oh, if there's going to be a duel, I'd be happy to be your second."
I think Hewgon is a bit surprised because does he even know who this kid is?
You've probably never seen this guy before in your life.
Nope. Well, you're not far off in years.
Yeah, we may have trained.
Yeah, you probably trained together in Sarum a little bit. Because we'll say while you were pages, right? So you haven't seen each other in a really long time. At 13 would have been the last time you saw each other, age 13.
If his heraldry is visible on him, then you'd be able to tell it's Durnford, right?
You guys know each other's heraldry quite fluently. I won't make it.
Right. I appreciate the offer. And if it comes to it, sure. But I don't believe it will. I'm here to protect our people. And I will gladly enter into a duel.
Huzzah. I don't think I've ever seen a duel before. This will be fun.
Rofus looks and he's like, not to the death, right? This is your standard first blood fight. Kerdek interrupts. First blood. Perhaps it calls for more than that. Let it go to the first who yields. Or let it fall when one yields, is what he says.
Is it loud?
I think Hewgon, his eyes go from King Kerdek to Earl Robert, and he nods towards him. What does my Earl command? This is his city.
Now, Hewgon, if I remember, is Valorous 20.
Oh, that's correct somehow.
Okay. Thank God.
Why don't we test Valorous in Hewgon's eyes? And you can impassion if you feel it appropriate with your adoration.
Yes. Yeah, let's do that because I have it now. It's just a 10 though, so It worked.
I heard you click and I looked over and saw 20. I saw the fumble and I thought that was your roll for a second. Okay. So you get a
He
plus
can
5.
win. I don't know who that is. All right, +5 to Valorous.
Oh dear.
No.
Well,
I think what we realize in Hewgon is there's a little bit of, when you hear let it go past first blood, now all of a sudden this is like, well, where does this stop? You know, do I get a chance to yield? Does he get a chance to yield? Or does someone end up hurting someone to the point where they can't, you know? So yield does assume unconsciousness would be a type of yielding, by the way. So
sure, yeah.
But there's just we'll play that off like there's just a hint of fear in Hewgon's eyes.
Yeah, and I think then one of the reasons why he's attempting to redirect back to Earl Robert is for Earl Robert to be contrarian, because Curdic said one thing, and this is Earl Robert who likes to do the opposite, especially if his authority is being challenged, and that's what Hewgon is trying to make it look like.
Okay. He crits on intrigue. He just critted on.
Attaboy.
Hey, good on it.
I think he sees the hesitation in Hewgon's eyes. And he says, what is Hewgon known for is there anything he's known for on the battlefield? What's his highest capability?
He is known for, he's decent with the spear. His loyalty lord is 16, so famous.
Decent with a spear? Perfect.
Yeah, he's...
So I think Robert has the ultimate rap battle response to this, and he says, a duel it is, but we will do this in the way of the Kimry. We will be upon horse with spear.
Here, here.
I think there's a bit of sigh of some relief from Hewgon, but he just nods with some graciousness.
Right? All right. And we're going to take our real break. This is when my planned first little break was. So we're going to go ahead and take that now. We'll be back in a few minutes with the conclusion of the duel. We'll be back soon. Hey, thanks to the Sombrija for that sub. We're going to go ahead and pick up with the duel. These are, in fact, rebated or tourney lances. However, damage reduction happens after the hit, which means the full damage is rolled, and that damage determines the kind of situation for whether or not you're knocked down or not. As we begin here, we'll start first with one sec here.
I
Apologies.
need to have myself some tournament or some dual Oreos here, get the groove on.
Well, I'm just opening up the book that closed. Zack, do you want to describe what Hewgon's situation's like as he's readying? Do you want to have a scene with any of the other players, maybe, as you're going into this?
Sure. Hewgon doesn't really know. I mean, he knows of and maybe vaguely familiar with some of the older knights, Lucius, Jarren, but maybe not so much Helen, now that I think about it.
If you have a squire, that squire may or may not be politely asked to step aside so Helen can give you your arms and armor.
I think he will definitely allow that, seeing as you all were in the room and essentially backed him up, probably in spirit, maybe. And he's kind of a little, it's obvious if we're off on our own that he's a bit nervous. It seems like despite his size and his preparation, he seems to be glancing towards the direction wherever we're at. So maybe we're at the stables or the Do we have a tournament area yet? I don't think that's really a thing, but
There is, in fact, a jousting tilt here now. It's the new hot thing. All the lords and ladies of fashion are doing it. No, there
So
is.
hot. Wow.
Yeah, there is actually a jousting tilt. It's designed for practicing your jousting. It's not designed for tourneys as we know them to eventually come about.
If you will permit me, Sir Hewgon, you don't know me, but you did a heroic thing for a good reason. And that, at the very least, is worthy enough. I'm sure Lady Tigran is safer for what you did. God willing, you will win. And if not, you have already shown more honor than Sir Kinworth will ever see.
I appreciate the thoughts and the prayers, and I must admit it goes beyond Lady Tigran. Seeing King Cerdic and his men walk into Sarum and then do something like this, it means this fight means more than just protecting one lady. It means that we will protect our people if invaders come to our land. And
And for
it's
Salisbury.
here we need to be strong.
Then for Salisbury and for all of us, break his hands.
Jesus.
His hands. You got it raises an eyebrow, kind of realizing suddenly that Helen is, what was Helen's size again?
Helen's size is 16. She's 15 years old, and she's like a little bit shorter than you.
Hewgon kind of gets a chuckle out of that. You do look like you could break some hands. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe it's a good tactic.
If you let bullies get away with it, they're just going to keep doing it forever.
Any advice from you two? As he looks towards the others.
Don't die.
Well noted. I will not die then.
You see that your opponent has ridden over to his side of the tilt, but before you go, Lady Tigran walks up to you, and something very new we haven't seen, she gives you her favor.
Whoop. Is that a mystical spell that will give my lance superpowers?
Absolutely. You gain a +0 bonus to everything as a result of this.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's going to be easy.
In reality,
I have that
you are
bonus
still
too.
impassioned for Tigran.
Awesome.
What was the question, Liam? I missed that.
I was saying, can I have that bonus too?
Yes. +0 applies to all. Everyone can
Yay!
have it. Except for those suffering tendencies.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they only get a lousy +5.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna name Thomas our rules Roman for this one, just in case I need a quick lookup. Rules lawyer, rules Roman. It's the same thing in Pendragon. Closest thing. You get law as your specialty if you're Roman.
Yeah, I've got the
Um,
natural law, which can be used for intrigue, and I think everything else.
But in all reality, and that's actually an older edition. I don't have that here yet, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. What I just want you to double check while I'm setting the scene for this is for lances, there's some kind of rule on how and when they break. If you want to look that up, since these are tourney lances.
Yes.
And we'll kind of zoom in on Hewgon as you ready yourself for this duel.
All right, if he's getting up into the horse, then if we're getting near to the charge, I don't think we really have all that plate armor just yet. So he's kind of adjusting his mail and his shield. He knows his way around a long spear and using it on the battlefield. So he's fairly confident, but he has no idea who this Kinwolf is. And that's what's throwing him off a bit. He's thankful that Earl Robert is doing this the Kimry way with Spear. However, this could be some legendary Saxon knights because he doesn't really know the Saxons, especially not their knights. That's kind of new.
The Rules Roman has a pronouncement.
What is the Rules Romans pronouncement?
There are two things, jousting lances and regular lance.
These would be joust
Which
lance.
would you like? The lance breaks if an odd number and a success is rolled, in addition to the normal causes of breakage, which are as a result of a tie, partial success, or fumble. So it's got to be a straight success as an even number to not break.
Okay, so it breaks in
crit, I
all
guess.
conditions other than a normal success where you roll an even number. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Or a crit.
Or a miss. And a miss, probably?
Oh, yeah. On a complete miss, it doesn't break. Fancy
Okay.
that. On a fumble, it does break, though.
Okay. All right.
That just way.
So we'll make a little bit more epic music. I'll probably go overboard. Let's see. I think I have an adventure on. Need something to spice it up, right?
Chumbawamba.
Yes. Here we go. Okay. Hewgon. Kindwolf readies himself, and he signals across the tilt to you that he is ready. Despite the Saxons' reputation for not being terribly good horse riders, you have seen them once already at the Battle of Netley Marsh ride quite well. It seems that he is one of these cavalrymen.
Perfect. Wonderful. Just wonderful. And we'll gesture back and lower his spear. Now, am I rolling spear or am I rolling? Hopefully it's spear.
You'll be rolling.
Oh, I am not good at charge.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You should have used your second. I'm really good at charge. It's
Yeah.
my best one.
Did you?
Can I use
Did you
spear?
build them for the? Yeah. Did you build them for the other thing? Because there's a chance that in 5.2 charge didn't exist.
Did you build him in 6th or 5th for this guy?
Yeah.
No, this guy was built in 6.
Okay. Why don't we?
Bummer.
I'm gonna assume that you actually wanted lance to be higher than spear, right? That was your plan, to be on the horse a lot more so, or did you want to be on your foot a lot? So in 5th
No,
edition, it didn't matter, right? But in 6th edition, they separated.
Yeah. No, he wanted spear because you only get like one charge a fight in normal battles,
Normal
typically.
battles.
And he wanted
On
to
the
be
bright
good
side,
at.
Yeah. On the bright side, you're impassioned.
Can he just do spear, or does he have to do charge?
It has to be charged according to the rules.
Has to be charge.
Yeah. I will
All
note
right.
that
You can always have your second go if you're. I can fight it for you.
What is your charge?
Mine?
His charge is 10.
10's not terrible when impassioned. My charge is 13, and I'm 15 years old.
yeah,
My
you
charge
are.
is 15.
You're not facing an exalted joustman here. If
Yeah.
you are at 10 plus 5, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
And I
Like, this
believe-
was specifically chosen to be in the wheelhouse of Kimry Knights. I think you'll be fine.
So, and to note, again, this means that you also get an additional plus 5, Hewgon, right, for charging. I believe.
I know that's for long weapons versus non-long weapons. Let me
Oh,
just
right, it's
really
not-
quickly
it's not
check
for the-
charge.
Yeah, I think it would probably be a cancellation because the other guy's also charging.
Yeah, we will forego that bonus. I'm almost positive you're right, Thomas. It's only when you're using a weapon as a long weapon. Though jousting weapons are long
Yeah.
weapons.
Against anyone not armed with a long-reach weapon, they got a long-reach weapon.
So you both do, so there's no bonus. With your already existing adoration impassion, you're at a higher skill level than him. You will be rolling against a 12. So let's see how well you do.
All right. Let's do a charge.
Oh
Well,
no!
Oh no!
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
Fine.
it's
We're gonna be
it's-
fine.
here we go.
yeah. Here we. I think Helen just winces looking at what's happening.
Okay.
You got to build the tension up.
Yeah.
Hewgon sticks to the mud almost immediately. Maybe it bounces out of the, what do you call it? The holster, the
The stirrup.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's gonna send you to the ground in a roll. Bad news, Hewgon. Roll a d6 for me.
This is what the rest of us trained for when we invented the pole vault.
the pole vaulting. From the
You
horse.
actually crack your side on the tilt, whatever they call that, like the thing that runs in the middle,
Oh.
and then you roll off
Okay.
a bit out of breath. You see him, you've kind of fallen over to his side. You see him. Let me just see if you do that. You do. I'm going to roll something.
If he's dishonorable enough to attack him when he's down, we're gonna think about stabbing.
He does not attack you when you're down, but he's going to try to
Oh,
prevent you
that is-
from getting back on your horse.
Oh, Helen, did
Oh,
you see
that's-
that? That's dreadful.
Helen is acting as his squire. Does he need a new spear?
Well, I'm
So-
assuming that Spear was on the horse.
Yeah, he needs
Or
a
not.
new he needs a new spear, and he's fallen over to the fumble. He fell over to the other side of the tilt. But you could still get him the spear from where you are.
I will.
But he's
I
like
think.
he's not where his horse is anymore.
Yeah. I'm gonna get him the spear at the very least. If I can, I want to help him with the horse. You need to win this, man.
If you want to help him with the horse,
Yeah.
we'll assume you get him the spear immediately. Helen, you know if you want to help him with the horse, you need to get on that horse and ride it full tilt across. You know.
And
So
I think Hewgon's going. He's getting the spear, but not getting back on the horse. And he's holding the spear in two
Oh.
hands. He's pulling the Saxon move,
Oh.
Oh.
and it so
It won't
is,
cancel his charge, but it should cancel his horse bonus.
He's not charging. He's already charged. So the
Oh.
jousting part of this is over. Is now him on
Now
horse.
it's the fight. Okay. All right.
Then you're getting that spear. I think she's running with the spear in her hand, passing it to him, and then leap into the other end.
We'll assume that's done.
Yeah,
It's
I think-
player action.
Yeah. I can
Yeah, I
do that
think-
because I'm a squire. Can you guys do that?
it's
Shut up.
Squire. It's superpowers. Crick Squire.
You're very cool. It's true. We all love you, and you're handsome and funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Hewgon hit the ground hard. However, rolling back up, he is surprisingly energetic when he wants to be. And with spear in both hands, he is going to run at the not motionless, but not charging horseman.
All right. Let's go ahead and make a contested roll. He would normally get a +5, but you are wielding it two-handed, which means
Indeed.
he does not.
It's weird that you have to get down on a lower level than him to even the playing field. Hey!
Oh. He's not ready for that. He
There
thinks you're going to go for the horse, and then he's surprised to see you go with their own tactic, the infamous long spear. The only problem is he's not as good of a rider as you, Kimry, are. So when this thing hits him, he blocks with his shield, but it's not very good, and it just sends him flipping right over, and he hits his head on the tilt, like on the actual arena thing. The wooden... He hits his head on wood. Let's do that.
Should I roll damage first?
Yes.
So it's my damage dice plus 2d6 for being two-handed
I believe that.
in the new rules.
Yeah.
So this plus
Not bad.
Was it plus 2d6
Yeah.
or is it plus 1d6? It's all good either or. I
It's-
just-
plus 2d6 now for two-hand spear.
And Thomas, that was half damage for the jousting?
Yes. It's a rebated weapon, so it'd be 28 half to 14, which still with no shield blocking it.
Not only that, not only
Good.
does he take, so that's 28, so 14 damage, no shield, so he takes 4, but the 28 is just double his size. And he fumbled, so it doesn't matter. So off he, oh no, it isn't double his size, but he fumbled anyway. So off he goes,
Yeah.
and we're going to see how bad this hurts.
Oh.
Five direct damage. So he's taken 9. Let me just see. Okay. He looks dazed as his squire comes up. Do you let his squire come up, or are you going to try and, like, put your spear to him and force him to yield?
Hmm.
Do you want to go with a prudent victory, or do you want to hurt this guy more?
Do you want to go with what's
Oh.
honorable?
I feel like this is where I should roll.
Yee.
Let's see. What do we want to do? What roles?
So-
What do we want to compare?
Merciful, cruel, proud, modest, vengeful.
What's this? I got a directed trait. Bite the curb.
Wait, wait, there is vengeful. So let's do vengeful versus.
Britannia History X over here. So
Vengeful versus merciful? Is it, or is this,
yeah,
does it look like Hewgon's won essentially if he put the spear to him at this point?
if you put the spear to him, he would be under direct threat of you. He could still try to fight his way out, but you would have a significant advantage. He would be prone trying to fight his way out of this. So you could attack him while he's down, you could let him get back up, or you could try and force him to yield. Those would be your 3 options.
Okay, we'll do vengeful versus merciful. Merciful is just putting the spear to him to give up, but he has a choice. Vengeful is just hammering on the guy when he's on the ground.
Yeah.
I love how none of the options are let's make it a fair fight.
No, not at this point. So vengeful.
That's surprising.
Oh, okay. Merciful. He is shit.
So what do you think?
I think Hewgon's still honorable with honor 14. He is going to give the guy the choice. Putting the spear to him so that he can yield, but he knows that the man will be at disadvantage if he was to continue the fight.
You call for him to yield. I'm gonna see what he does. I'm gonna have him try to impassion here. This is gonna tell me. All right.
It looks like we're going for it.
Yeah, he can't fail his valorous roll with that. I think he just gives you that grin that we often see on anime characters who are down and out, and then we see him try to move out of the way to roll, which gives you the ability to, with, you know. So I'm going to give you an additional on top of your +3 or your +5, the one you're getting from both. No, you already get that. I don't need to give you any special bonuses. You've
Yeah,
already got.
I think I'll get the height bonus of +5 as he gets up. Is he using the spear with a shield?
No, he will not be. He'll be moving to use a spear like you are. Very similar.
All right. So, and then, so impassion +5 and the height +5. So I'll get +10.
And I think he gets a -5 for being prone, and that will cancel out with his hate Kimry passion.
That is correct. Unless, technically it's different because he's going to be getting the spear. Yeah. But he doesn't have it now.
He has a squire to test that.
Yeah.
All right. So we go from this position on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh,
He goes.
Yes.
He rolls, kind of to your surprise. He rolls, but when he stands up, you're right there with it. You lean in. Give me your damage.
All right. So we have the damage plus crit plus 2d6.
48. This could maybe kill him?
That sounds nice.
I think Hewgon
Still gets the
just
armor.
he
He
still gets
yeah.
the armor. Did he make his roll?
So
did.
He succeeded, but I don't know if he had a shield.
Oh, he didn't have a shield.
he didn't have a shield, just the armor. And
We
Yeah,
both went
so-
risky.
And you hit so hard, he's back on his ass. 14 damage on top of the 9 you already did. So he has suffered 23. Let's just see. I just need to see when he goes unconscious.
Does he get a major wound?
Not with the amount that went through in one go.
Gotcha,
Very
gotcha.
close. No, he might actually. Ooh, this has just gotten really tense.
Oh,
right.
shit.
Yeah.
You will be breaking his hands. I'm so proud.
I think Hewgon, with the rebated weapons, Hewgon just heaves with all of his might, and almost like striking with a small tree, it just like throws him backward.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so good at rolling directions.
I think you rolled a 21 plus a 19 plus an 8, right?
It's 48, yeah.
48, yeah. Okay, so that's even. We're gonna say though that this spear, you press it so hard that it actually snaps, but it like snaps into like almost like a stake, like a sharper side of the spear, and it goes right into him. And we see him hold his side, and he kind of walks forward 2 steps, and then he pitches forward, unconscious.
Hewgon, breathing heavily, will throw the scraps of his spear to the ground and, Squire, see to your knight.
Esquire does so. You can feel, all of you can feel the tension in this place as this knight just got wounded, or this knight of Wessex just got wounded a lot more than you originally anticipated.
So, Hewgon, you're going to get another spear. Because you'll overbrook.
I think Hewgon is kind of looking in the direction of wherever Earl Robert and King Cerdic might be, if they're here at all, and be suddenly surprised that now there's another spear in his hand, like he was not expecting it. But that's good squire business there.
Both Earl Robert and King Cerdic are witnesses to this. Cerdic stands up. He looks at Hewgon. You can tell he's like remembering this young knight as he nods. And he walks off. His retinue walk off with him, leaving his knight to be tended to by a squire. He has suffered a major wound. We cut to Mark's Lucius to see how Lucius reacts to this situation occurring.
Lucius is mostly very stoic. In his mind, this entire thing has been a pointless endeavor, simply to prove that, as usual, Salisbury is better than the enemy. So I think he would mostly be at the side of the Earl, kind of waiting for the time when he's supposed to speak with him. Because, that's the reason he's here.
Indeed.
Very much like this was all a pointless exercise in proving our superiority over people who are less than us. Perfect.
Weaponized racism.
Okay, let's see. Tegan Wind gives Hewgon like a look. If we watched her throughout the battle, there was a point where she was like standing up. That point was when Hewgon managed to take after his kin and launch himself off the horse. But then her fear kind of turned to calmness, as everything from that point forward seemed to be in Hewgon's advantage. And she doesn't quite dare to come close to him at this point. There's more important manners, but she will walk beside Lady Jenna, and she's kind of looking back as Jenna goes to exit. Lady Tegan Wind kind of keeps looking back at Hewgon and then exits as well.
Yeah, I think Hewgon can't help but watch her off. He wasn't really expecting to speak to her here, especially since he himself has been injured. He might have something bruised on his ass from taking that tumble. But I think until she disappears, he will share a glance, I suppose you could say, before turning back.
All right.
Good work, Squire Helen. Or just Helen, I think, is good enough here, especially after this.
Suits me fine, Sir Hewgon. Well fought.
That was incredible.
You think it was a good pitch for a contingent of spearmen? And Hewgon flashes this grin, like he may have been planning some of this for a little bit.
I think it was a good opportunity to show everyone who was here and remind them that Salisbury Knights the caliber of Salisbury Knights is still far above that of everyone else.
I think Helen raises an eyebrow in an expression that makes her look uncomfortably like her father, as she says, "You didn't fall off your horse on purpose just to present the advantage of a spearman unit, surely."
That was not intended, I must admit. No, that was my fault. Hewgon looks a little embarrassed as he rubs his back. I probably wasn't taking Lucius's advice too well there about staying alive. However, afterward, I wanted to show the Earl in real combat what true spearmen can do. I brought it up in the past, how we need to combat enemy knights now.
Even though it isn't my... Oh, yeah, you go. Even if it isn't my place to say, our knights are still better.
Of course. It's just, we need to have enough of them. Which is why we need to get back to training. And Hewgon smiles again. After a meal or two, I think I might be spent for the day.
You've certainly earned it, my friend. Though I would say, in the future, maybe explain what's going on a little bit better so that those around you can back you up more appropriately.
You did. All of your support. I'm sure if I was in the opposite situation there, on the ground with a spear to my throat, Helen here would have broken some hands before the thrust could even be made. And
The
Jarren,
subject of a
Sorry.
duel, maybe. I mean, yes, of course, I would stick by my brethren.
Is that a saying? Or
I would have shattered the bones in his wrists.
okay.
it's now it's saying, as of right now, I think. Anyway, about that food. And Hewgon can be quite energetic, but when he's hungry. So
I believe the Earl might
And-
have wanted to speak to us. Maybe.
There's a moment as we zoom in on Lucius, as we move towards the night of feasting and merriment. Lucius, Sir Rufus catches up with you.
Zerovus?
Ah, Lucius, so good to see you here. He literally just caught up with you. Like, he's not fooling anybody. Like, he's here to talk to you. But he's trying to play it off like this is chance circumstances.
I think he just looks at him and goes, "Can I help you with something, Sir Rufus?"
Well, I was just curious if you knew why the king stopped to... But I couldn't help but notice that King Kerdek had stopped to look at you when he made his exit after he spoke with the Earl earlier.
It's probably because of my father or something. It's of no importance to me.
Well, your father's important to you, isn't he?
Is there something else I can do for you?
No, that's quite fine. Thank you.
He just nods. With that, he would turn.
So you get notice, all of you, that the conversation with the Earl will be sometime tomorrow now. So you're being waylaid yet again. But in the meantime, you at least get a little chance to make merry. And we're not going to do a feast. We don't have time for it, but there will be a feast. We'll have plenty of...
Jarren.
Be plenty of times for a feast later on.
This is good food. Why don't we roll this kind of thing when we're actually running through the feast?
Listen, what do you got against the meat tiles? Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
What have you got against meat
yeah. What's your
tiles?
problem with meat tiles? Come on, man.
I don't have a problem
What's
with
your-
meat tiles. I love
your
charcuterie
problem
boards.
with-
I
with
don't like
whole
heraldic emblems and
spices?
meat jenning.
If you got against whole spices, just peppers. Just
Eh.
To
eating
issue
pepper.
aid with digestion.
Love the whole spices to aid with digestion.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We all need a good astrological. What was it?
Yeah.
Honey cake? Herb cake? What was it?
If someone hands me an entire cardamom pod or star anise and also does it with like a honey cake with the Gemini symbol in it, I'm leaving. I'm politely leaving.
We do not have the 6th edition cards up, so we're not going to play it out quite in the rounds. There's just a moment of celebration, a night of celebration. The Earl and the king sits at the Earl's sort of place of formal guests, formal dignitaries like we've seen in the past. But there's just more tension here than there normally is. We'll give everyone kind of one go to do something, and we're going to go left to right. So we'll start with Helen, and we'll get to Lucius next. Helen, there's no card option as noted for this scene.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Helen is a squire, and she is also vaguely honorable, well, she's quite honorable, but she is also her father's daughter. I think I would like to use my position as a little bit beneath notice to maybe do an intrigue check to see the kind of thing that King Kerdek and Robert talked about during their meeting. or like did discuss. I want to see what the mood of the dignitaries are.
And this will be acceptable because you are still a squire, but you have the Seneschal of Salisbury as your knight.
Exactly.
So
like
you can
I'm
bring him
already
things.
waiting on him. I could just be there.
Yeah. More wine. Yeah, you're always there when something important is happening. So we'll give you an intrigue roll here.
Let's do it. I don't really want to impassion. Let's see how this goes. Success.
Okay. You see Rufus talking in a low voice to Lady Ellen, who was, again, not in the meetings, right? So Lady Ellen asks, it seems she has already asked Rufus, how did everything go? Rufus looks to her and says, according to Sir Bar, not all that well. It seems that the young boy held his own. Yeah, you are. So young Robert has held his own against the king. He's offered no tribute. He's offered no bend of the knee. Ellen nods and says, is that what the king sought? And Rufus nods. Yes, it seems so. Sir Erwin had noted that it was very clear that's what he was here for. He wished Salisbury to be his subjects, and if they would not, that they would at least pay tribute in turn. And Helen, just as like they turn to notice you're there with the wine, you're like, oh, I've just arrived with your wine and totally didn't hear anything you said at all. Yeah.
Helen is very large, but from a very young age, she learned the patented Winterbourne Stoke swoop. She knows how to get in and out without looking obtrusive.
You find Sir Bar and you stand slightly behind him. That's the rule. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That is Helen's action. You will get 10 glory. Actually, you're on the floor.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, we go.
I don't get a lot of glory.
We go to Lucius next. You get one action for this feast.
Lucius is doing his best to stay by the side of the Earl, if he even can, and is essentially attempting to continue to ingratiate himself with the Earl's side, trying to become a trusted confidant, becoming friends.
Ooh. This will be interesting. Did you do anything to win his favor over thus far?
I supported him with his attempting to become when he knighted himself, as well as I fought during the battle.
Of the 4 of the squires, Sir Lucius was the one who fought the closest with Earl Robert right up to the end.
Okay. I'm going to do this. So Earl Robert's not a big fan of your dad, as we've played out.
Well, that's something they have in common.
Yeah, right? The thing is, I'm not sure. He's also not good enough to know that you are opposed to your father. And that's not, even if you were, it's like, is that some kind of game? Is that, you know what I mean? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a flat trusting roll with Robert only because your dad was, or only because, your bonuses counteracted your dad's negatives.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, so close. Almost.
Well, found suspicious. So he is uncertain. Here's what I say. You have to roll and you have to get over a 5 with a successful courtesy or intrigue in order to kind of be around him. And you could also roll temperate, but it still has to be over a 5 and a success.
Yeah. He'll do courtesy, and he will call upon his hospitality.
Okay.
Success.
All right. And you
Plus
get a
5
plus 1.
bits. Yeah. Success. 11.
Excellent. All right. Yeah. So you I think just you have exchanges with him, but because this isn't an intrigue role, you're not going to get anything out of his time with Saxons. Nevertheless, I think
Yeah.
Robert starts to see you as a bit of a confidant, and the two of you interact, and he might even make fun of your dad and just test the waters and see how that happens.
Yeah, Lucius is fine with that.
Okay.
He would probably do the same. He's very much of the, like, he'd probably say it in whispers, but it'd be that, he believes his father is a philanderer and a drunk.
Yeah. And he probably sees your father more as a snake. So I think he calls him Earl Florence a snake. And then he judges you for a minute because by the way, if you, and Bob doesn't condone this at all, but if you want night drinking at the age you're at, which is totally inappropriate, Robert's there with you. He's not going to get hammered
Yeah,
this feast,
absolutely.
but he's having wine.
No, we're having a glass of wine with our food.
Yes. Yeah. And there's a second.
Girl dish.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. You get 20 glory.
Yeah.
We move to Jarren next.
Jarren's turn. Jarren would actually like to spend his action hanging out with Hewgon. I think he'd like to get to know Hewgon a little bit, especially considering their families actually have a pretty noticeable tie together.
I will allow it as your action. Are you intending to roll something?
I don't really have anything to roll. Jarren is not... He's not the kind of boy that's really doing courtly stuff like intrigue yet.
What about
He's
courtesy?
just happy to be here. Courtesy could work.
Courtesy
Or
orate
temperate.
or temperate.
Ooh, orate or courtesy. Both are pretty good. Let's do orate. Success.
Take her away.
Sir Hewgon, I don't know if you remember me. Sir Jarren, I volunteered to be your second during the duel. I was there with Helen, helping you out after you fell off your horse and after you won.
I think it's Hewgon just gets done eating a large hunk of meat off of a bone and just sort of sets it down for a second. Sir Jarren, we just were talking not too long. Of course I remember you. You were my second.
Well, it's hard to tell sometimes. Anyways, I just want to say from my family to yours, I haven't had a lot of opportunity to spend time with members from Newton Manor. Of course, I know you're
The name, it's like looking towards the table, just a nod from Hewgon. Like, we all know what that name means around here.
But I have to say, I found him very pleasant company at the very least, and, well, I'm sure you know, but I'm actually named after your family's current lord. Well, besides, I suppose, besides yourself.
Yes, my gallant uncle, the swordsman.
Him and my father were very close. So close that I was named after. Though I have to be 100% honest with you, my father... Well, I was pretty young when he passed, and I was kind of hoping you could answer a question for me. If it wouldn't be too bothersome.
I will do my best. I must remind you, Jarren, I am not too much older than you. I know
Oh.
I may look it, perhaps I eat it sometimes, and he kind of gestures towards his rather round form, but he's not really self-conscious about it. He sort of rolls with it. But
Oh.
I mean, do you think I would know? I'll do my best.
Well, it's less that I think that you would know. I don't know you're not that much older than me, but you were a few critical years older than me, and I hope that your family is more willing to talk about Jarren than my family is about my father. The pain's still pretty fresh, despite the time. Anyways, I was wondering if perhaps you knew why.
But exactly what? I mean, I have heard things here and there. My mother has a way with finding things out sometimes, and it does trickle down from time to time.
Very good. What I mean to say is, why was I named after your uncle?
Well, I think Hewgon, his face screws up for a second as he thinks. I do remember there being talk that my uncle and Sir Perrin were close. They fought in a few battles together, I believe. And
Wait.
perhaps good friends, good companions. I wouldn't
Oh.
have gone with the lesser part. He kind of like stops and pauses for a second, looking to gauge.
The lesser? What do you
think-
mean?
Wait, isn't Perrin the lesser the title?
It is Perrin the Lesser. I don't, or it's Jarren the Lesser. I
Or
don't think
Jarren, yeah.
Jarren knows people call him that.
Okay, Hewgon completely fumbled over that and admits that's what he's heard. Yes. Well, I believe I probably misheard along the way, but
They serve imported baked fruits at this time if you need an exit, Hewgon.
fruit. I've been waiting for fruit. As he eyes the meat that was still unfinished on his plate, but he's eagerly reaching for the fruit as a break.
Well, perhaps somebody else might know. I know they were close, but as I understand it, my father was very close to Sir Edric and Sir Florence even before Jarren. So why I have his name, I guess, has always been somewhat of a mystery, and my mother still refuses to talk about him. So, well, it doesn't matter. I'm grateful to your victory. I'll be drinking to it. And, well, if should you ever require a second in many things, whether it's combat or jest, I'm happy to be of service. Well,
Hewgon will gives a little sympathetic look because Jarren is so nice. He's like the nice kid that's too nervous to really broach the topic fully. I heard a term, and perhaps others will know more about it as you go about the feast. Knights of the Blade, I think it was. Not exactly sure which blade they're speaking of, but it's an interesting term. Yeah, the Sword of Victory, Knights of the Blade. I believe both of them were part of it.
Yes, but that brings me back to the same question. Because I think, though all four of them found the Sword of Victory, none of my family members are named for Florence or Edric. It's just me. Well, I'll let you get back to your food. I didn't mean to take up your time and bother you, but I'm happy to have made a new friend in this court. I know we've seen each other, but... well, you know what I mean.
Of course, and you've taken no such thing as taking my time. Plus, we're going to be training together here soon. All of you. It's, well, the Earl's orders. And Hewgon will go back to munching on some food.
Banana.
Okay.
Banana, fruit.
Hewgon, do you have anything you want to do at this feast? If not, you could make a roll based on that encounter, and both of you can just get your glory that way, or you can take an action still. For Jarren, you're going to be getting 20 glory for that.
Oh.
I would totally be happy just doing that. Question is, Lady Jenna and Tegan Wynn and the ladies, are they here?
They're here. They are here. They're above the salt. They are guests. They are diplomats as well. From Silchester. And I probably haven't announced it on the stream, so if you didn't watch a Crucible, Lady Jenna is the sister of the Earl of Salisbury, but she is also wed to the heir of Silchester, Sir Ufo.
We love Sir Ulfo. He's just like his father, affectionate.
Depending on if we have time or not, I think he would probably
Give her. To get to her, this is probably an intrigue unless you have an idea. But that's the default because she's above the soul.
Why they gotta be so hard to get to? What is this? All the ladies flocking together. It's so hard to maneuver. You know what? He is going to do the exact same thing he tried before. And
The dice could do
Which
something
is-
so
oh,
funny
no.
right now.
which is gathering a selection of the choicest foods onto a platter, and trying to get up and to sit next to Lady Tegan Wynn.
It's
to
fruits
offer.
too, so you can slip on a banana peel.
Yeah,
You've given the comedy gods their offering.
we can't get two
I want
fumbles
it.
in a
I
row,
want
right?
it so bad.
What are the chances?
What are the chances? There's 0%
So I d-
chance. Totally not gonna.
Would this be courtesy?
It could be courtesy or it could be temperate. Literally, bringing food is often a temperate action.
Okay. Well, we could do.
You could
temperate.
also do flirting.
Oh, I think it's a mix of everything.
So pick the one that suits you both your best.
I think it's a mix of all of that, but I think at the most he's doing temperate because he wants to see how she's doing after all of this. They haven't really been able to trade any words, I don't think, since the very beginning of this. So let's do temperate. All right. Oh,
Oh my god!
this is not meant to be. I
Did
don't.
you? No, that's just fully. Oh my god!
There's in my mind, Hewgon has actually practiced this walk like a dozen times between feasts after he fumbled the last time, and he is like, "All right, I got my route. I can step here and there. The wood creaks a little bit on this step, but I've accounted for that." And this time, I don't. Is he making a tumble again?
No,
I think he can.
I think this is a bit more of a political moment. I think you're certain you plan your route out exactly. What you don't account for, though, is that you've caught the notice of Carrick and the duel. And that he recognizes that you have no position up here. So, as you kind of make your way up, Bar just gives you a nod and you make your way to Tegan Wynn. And then we see Rofus sitting beside Carrick. And Carrick leans over to him and says something. And I think as Hewgon and Tegan Wynn are just about to exchange like an interaction, you see Rofus and now Sir Bar and now another knight of the Earls have all approached you. So it's kind of a bit of a scene, like some people are looking out now.
All right, time to duel all of them. Here we go. So, seeing this, clearly Hewgon is a bit surrounded, and no longer would this be a pleasant conversation. He can't ignore what's happening. So I think he'll just set the platter down if he got anywhere close to the table.
You actually got to her, yep, to talk. Just as you were about to like interact with her. I think you both know why you're here, and then the interruption.
Okay. Hewgon will set the platter down and turn to make his leave and nod towards the group that has approached him and say, "What a wonderful feast we're having."
So Rofus looks at you and says, Hewgon, I'm going to need to ask you to return back to your seat.
He'll nod. Of course. Seeing too that all the guests of the feasts here in Sarum are treated well. And he will walk through them or around them or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, Rufus will stand aside. Bar just gives you a nod like, sorry, man. He's got that look on his face.
Yeah, I mean, it was a risk to begin with, especially with the tensions with the Saxons here. Not the best place to be doing some flirting, especially after what just happened. But I gotta shoot your shot, I guess.
Indeed. All right. With this, you get your 10 glory. We're going to offer you 5 glory only for this because you would have suffered a negative genealogy for the fumble. I think.
Yeah, that's very fair. Did I get any glory for the duel?
Oh, yeah.
Did I miss that?
We didn't talk about it, but remember your criticals. I don't know if Thomas caught those. Probably did. He usually does. Criticals, doing it. Yeah. And then on top of that, you would have gotten 30 glory for that.
All right.
Oh, 30
that'll
glory for the duel?
Yeah.
All right. He just got to stick to dueling Saxons when they're at their weakest point. That's all he's going to stick to. It'll be fine after that.
Perfect.
That's what I keep saying, says the voice of Edric.
We move ahead in this next scene. We see, as we cut away from that, we see the 4 of you with the Earl. We see before this kind of a pan away, of the gate opening in Sarum as the retinue of Saxons exit. And Lucius, Helen, Jarren, Hewgon, you all stand before the Earl. We'll begin my progress through the county soon. We're going to start with Duplain. We're going to start with the road east and then work our way to the northern border to Devices and back down.
Yes, my lord.
My Earl, are there any... Should we be planning on any surprises?
We must keep our eyes out. The Saxons did call for our surrender. We will do no such thing.
Oh, good. I mean,
Then they will be
warring.
Yes, I suspect that by next year we will see them march upon us. We must be prepared. It's almost Pentecost. He's making a note. I think you all know as trained knights. It's pretty late in the year if it's already Pentecost, right? For the king to be here, for the king to have to go back, for him to raise a muster an army and march, it would already be probably early summer before any of that could get done.
Unless he already did it.
Yeah, that's fair. Not a tactic we've seen often. Literally in this game, in the duration of the Great Pendragon game, we haven't seen that happen. Seen it happen twice.
Yeah.
Both times didn't involve actual armies. It involved like raiding parties. But we see, if no one has anything to say there, I'll move forward. I kind of want to get to a key point before we close for the night.
By all means.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah.
We see you set out on the road to Duplain. It's the eastern border of Salisbury. Hey, welcome in Insomnia Night.
Hello.
we see you make your way into the plain. There's a garrison here. It's a simple garrison, one you might expect. And you spend a couple of days here. This is standard for progress. You probably hit 1 or 2 manors along the way to collect everything. Finally, as you're here for this time, it's kind of boring, honestly, your time here. It's not just you, it's a convoy of knights, you know? But we see, who are the 2 oldest? Jarren and... Actually, we're going to go
Jarren,
ahead...
Hewgon.
Yeah. Helen, since the Seneschal's not here for this, you've been reassigned to Hewgon as a second squire.
Alrighty.
We
Get ready for the best squiring of your life.
We see
Not
Robert.
to Cork. Cork is set.
We see Robert with Hewgon. I want you to take the boys on patrol today. Like, he's trying to play this like, so first off, Jarren's older than him. Lucius is older, or like the same age. And Helen's like 3 years younger. But he says boys kind of in a really shitty way. You know, he's trying to puff his chest up, which is hilarious because Helen's not even male, but, you know, that doesn't matter to him at the moment. So.
And twice as large.
Hewgon will nod. I think all of us being of similar age, Hewgon doesn't read too much into it, the comment. And I can take them. Do you need anything from me, my lord, other than that?
Should be straightforward. Run the standard patrol route around Duplain. We'll make sure to send the huntsman with you. If maybe scare them a little bit, you know, the whole make sure they're ready. Make it sound more threatening than it is.
Hewgon has a little grin. He tries to stifle it as best as he can. I have some ideas.
Excellent. When you return, we'll spend the night here, one more night, and then we'll make our way up through Shoot Forest and head towards Upper Avon and to Devices.
Hewgon nods. It will be done. I'll make the preparations.
Do we want to cut immediately to a scene with Helen, Lucius, Jarren, and Hewgon?
I'm down for that. It'll be all of us together and either talking about the job or doing the job.
Yeah.
The 4 of you together. Unless you'd like, if you guys would like, we can just have you out on the road already talking, but it might make more sense for you to, if you have any questions, we might as well deal with that in character, I guess.
That's pretty straightforward. In
Yes.
theory.
Yeah, I think
In theory.
Hewgon would have explained the general route we're taking. And then he further goes on and says, word is that the Saxons of Wessex, well, we all know that they've been raiding into the lands. We're to keep our eyes peeled for any such raiders. And as we go by, we need to ask the people if they've heard of such.
I admit, I don't like the idea of splitting up our numbers, but a smaller force will move faster anyway.
I've got no problem with that. I mean, it sounds kind of fun, right?
I'm ready to
Certainly.
go.
Certainly more exciting than what we've been doing. And as am I, Sir Lucius.
Tell me about it.
Quite.
Okay.
Yeah, we get on the road, pack up, get supplies or whatever. The hunters.
Yeah, there's
On the
have a
road
whole-
again.
there's a hunter that will be your sort of guide to the normal route. Okay.
I promise, when I'm fully knighted, I'll get a good hunting score.
It's okay. The hunter has got you covered. He knows where you're going. This should be all good. You follow the standard path that one might expect around sort of the borders of Duplain. Of course, Duplain being the eastern border would mean that you would ride further along, sort of outriding into that middle area nestled between what Wessex is claimed now, the old ruins of Winchester, and of course Duplain. At this point, I'm going to get you all to give me a battle roll.
No. Failure.
Oh, I prove.
Nice.
Oh,
Let me get you some glory.
That's a fun-
Hewgon's clearing house.
Hewgon, you have a really bad, you just get a bad, like, danger sense type of feeling. And Jarren, perhaps you do too. I need Jarren to make an awareness roll. We're going to go ahead and let Hewgon and Jarren both tick battle. Hewgon, you're also going to tick awareness automatically. Or muted, Liam, if you said something there. Say your mouth open like you talk.
I'm just like my father.
Awareness roll.
For just Hewgon or for us both?
For you.
For you. You roll awareness.
Oh. Nah, dog.
Lucius is very distracted when this happens, kind of riding close to the huntsman towards the front. Jarren, you start to get a bad feeling. You look about. Hewgon, you kind of look as you move about the eastern border, just on the edge of the Shoot Forest. You see a bit of a hillside, and it's covered in thicket. It would be a perfect ambush point. And sure enough, you see movement as a volley of arrows fire out.
does Hewgon have time to call out some
You do because you
shields?
crit. Yeah.
And yeah, he'll call out shields and gesture in the direction with his own as he raises it.
Instantly shield up.
Okay. Now I'm going to be doing something here. First thing I'm going to be doing is Lucius and the huntsman are both totally unawares of this. Unaware. So a volley of arrows comes some of the arrows come his way and the huntsman's way. And then okay. Lucius, you feel it bounce off your armor. It's enough to sting because you didn't have your shield up, you weren't readied, but it wasn't enough to stick. Thankfully, you were riding in patrol and you had your chainmail on. Otherwise, that might have been really bad. Then, for the others, I'm just looking here.
So, Lucius, you're filled with such hate that you don't notice arrows around you. You've got to learn to embrace love and life.
Rules Roman, can you look up zigzag?
Zigzag, sure. Zigzag. Zigzag is an evasive action used while moving and is effective only against missile attacks. A combatant wearing no armor gets a +5 bonus to this action. Distance missile. Contest. You make an unopposed movement rate roll
You said no
prior
armor.
to the missile attack. If you have no armor, you get a +5 bonus to it.
Okay, so this would give you a. What are you rolling in contest to the archer's roll?
Movement rate.
You roll your movement, right?
That's what it says.
Roll against it.
Yeah, I think horsemanship is better. But I can tell you what it does. If you succeed, the opponent receives a negative to their missile weapon skill, and you move up to your movement rate.
So Jarren and Hewgon, you get an opportunity to use zigzag if you wish. So
Yeah.
what are
this
your
sheet
movement
doesn't-
rates on your sheet? You are muted again.
Yeah, that's a good question. So my movement rate is 1 on foot.
I have
Wait.
two on foot, but we're on horse.
We're on horse.
The 5.2 sheet isn't built for mentioning that, I don't think.
Okay. We'll give you.
It does
the
have an
op-
option, but I've never filled it in.
We'll give you guys a simple horsemanship roll, Hewgon and Jarren.
While you're doing that, I'm going to look up horses and see if they've got, like, a thing. Okay, so a charger normal has a move of 16.
Okay. Why don't we do that instead? Why don't you both roll a d20 and you got to get a 16 or under? If you do, he suffers a penalty.
Oh no. As you have rolled to fumble, they get a +5 to their roll.
Amazing.
Okay. So, Jarren, we'll deal with you first. Oh, it shouldn't have been a 1d20 plus 5 anyways.
I beefed it, dude. I buffed it. I buffed it.
You buff. Oh man.
Okay, so this is not ideal, Jarren, because this doesn't hit you; it hits your horse. 5 or a 6 on this hits your horse.
Shall I look up horse HP? I just left it.
Sure, if you have it handy, because Jarren's for it.
Charger normal hit points is 55.
2 5, so 14 is
Oh
not
man.
not killer, and its size is over 14, I imagine.
Its size is 40.
14, yeah. So it's good. It's good. It's okay. It's doing okay. I think it'll trigger a horsemanship roll for Jarren, though. Is your horse stealth?
No, that one's lot took a bunch of arrows. All right, horsemanship roll. Virgil gifted me Lot, when I graduated into knighthood.
I think there's something very unwholesome about a person who names horses after.
People they know and want to kill.
Okay, so horsemanship roll. There we go.
That's a success. Unless
You stay
wanna
on
go
your-
with my early horsemanship roll.
No, you stay up just fine. Your horse is wounded, though. That's not ideal. It's Hewgon. You succeed, so you get a minus. They get a -5 to their attack on you, or the volley.
And he's got
Oh,
a shield
one
if
more
that
attack.
helps,
Yeah, 8.
which I think it does.
It doesn't matter because they miss. So your zigzag maneuver, Hewgon, manages to allow you to be evaded entirely.
All right,
And
perfect.
and Helen,
That's me.
you do not get the chance for a zigzag maneuver, but you do have a shield.
Don't crit. It's too early. Yeah, the opposite of critting.
Yeah,
The curse is broken. The curse broke.
whatever happened, I mentioned they were kind of in like a thick brush. They didn't arm their volley right, and the arrows don't even make their way all the way to you. They get knocked off course from things.
Ah, Edric was the sin eater. He ate all of the ranged attack rolls so that Helen might be protected from this.
So this has just happened. Hewgon, you are in position of command. What do you call for?
So, with the crit battle, they're shooting out of the woods, out of a brush area?
Yeah, remember I mentioned like a hill and then there's kind of like a brush
Right.
area. Seemed like a really good ambush spot. And just as you were thinking that, you're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, it'd be perfect to get pelted with arrows. He is not going to order a charge into an unknown force. He's going to call a retreat out of range of the arrows back. Not directly the way we came, but actually off the path, but in the opposite direction of the archers.
Excellent.
He doesn't want to risk them closing behind us, knowing we'd go back down the path. So he wants to go another way.
As you do so with your critical on battle, make sure you tick that early on. We see from the hillside a break of cavalry. At least a dozen, maybe more, all moving full speed for you. Fortunately, you've called for everyone to turn and retreat, and not in a way they expect. We're going to go ahead and give everyone a horsemanship test as you try to outpace your enemy.
Yes,
The
those
hell is
are
happening?
far too many to fight. An ambush.
Well, I got that much, but why?
To kill us.
Thank you, Helen. I appreciate your input.
I
Can
fumbled
we-
my horsemanship.
Roll
Oh,
passion.
fuck.
Got all these juicy passions. But in the
Yeah.
new rules, it's only for one roll, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you fail it, it's always bad.
It's always bad. Oh, no. He's not going to use it now, then. If it gets bad, he'll start using them. So, horsemanship. That would have crit if +5.
As always, the way.
Well,
Lucius, live for us.
narratively, we see that Lucius, you've already fallen under threat, and that was enough to scare you and startle you as you turn and you ride away. We see Jarren turn, but his horse is a bit slower now after the sting of that arrow. As it moves, it doesn't move quickly. Hewgon, you are looking after your retinue, and you're making sure that everyone's okay. And you watch as Helen twists, and you see her horse sort of slip down the embankment just a little bit. Manages to throw Helen, but the horse stays afoot. The horse isn't damaged. What do you do? We'll start with Hewgon.
Hewgon isn't going to abandon Helen or his squire, who is the same person. He's going to call out to... he's going to call out to his second.
Yeah.
Your second is still behind
Yeah.
right now, so that works.
Yeah.
Like he's right near you.
Yeah. Jarren, take the lead. I'll be
What?
back soon.
Okay. Everyone, let's stay together. You get separated, you die.
What do you do, Hewgon?
And Hewgon is riding back. If he can find wherever... Helen's a big girl, quite
Girl.
literally. Gonna try to find where Helen ended up.
5 damage, Helen, as you tumble down the hillside a bit. You see her
Still
horse
fine.
skid, manage to stay afoot, barely.
The horse is still afoot. It's not lamed or anything.
Exactly.
I'm getting on the horse, and then I'm running to rejoin the convoy.
Okay. At this, there will be a minor penalty of -3 because of the hillside and the positioning, trying to get up on this thing.
Okay. I think I may want to impassion.
Okay.
I will try to impassion Loyalty Lord. We've got to get back to Earl Robert in Duplain, I think. And we've got to let him know that this is coming. And also, I can't do that if I'm dead.
Point. He makes a good point.
Come on. Success. Horsemanship -3 +5 is +2. It's a 15. Let's do this. Success. And it would, in fact, have been a crit without a penalty. However, since I did have a penalty, it would have been a failure.
All right. You managed to get up on your horse, just barely.
Leaping onto the horse and just charge.
Hewgon, you get there just as this happens.
Sorry, sir.
No, quite impressive. Now be impressive more. Let's go.
Hewgon, I'm going to need another horsemanship roll.
Don't fuck it up this
All
time.
right. You know what? God. I got to increase that horsemanship. So even if a 14, say I do a 14 passion, so any failure on this is bad. How bad with the new rules?
You're not falling off your horse. That's not the threat here.
Oh, for the passion?
Oh, for the passion. So passion, it works this way. So it's bad, but you have to confirm the bad side of it. So you fail it, you roll it again. And if you succeed the second time, it confirms that you suffer the consequence of it. So like if you fail a 19 or fail an 18, odds are you're going to fail that confirm roll again. Where the smaller ones,
Right.
You're less likely to confirm, and then it's nothing at all. Fumble's the only real bad thing, and it doesn't happen immediately either. It happens after the event that's occurring, is the description for it. Like the -5s you suffer and all that, and the melancholy, that all starts after the scene.
All right. I think he is going to call upon the loyalty to his lords. He has been given the command over these knights,
You
and
toddlers.
he needs over these damn kids. And now he's got to get out of this mess. So we'll roll loyalty lord. Hey, got it.
+5.
And here's the fumble.
No, you're a good boy. You won't do it.
Oh, man.
Almost a fumble.
Not a fumble, not a melancholy. You're a bit slow to leave. You have an archer volley that threatens you one more time. Your horse is struck in the hind, but only for 7 damage. You wonder, as you see the cavalry start to approach, as you hit about 100 yards, they start to slow. You're certain they were catching you. They seem to slow. And then they kind of round back and stand almost like patrol.
Almost like patrol. Interesting.
The way
I mean, we're still
border challenge, right? That's how you border challenge. But this isn't their border. This is
Yeah,
your lands.
this is still Salisbury lands. Oh no. Well, definitely catching up to the rest of the group. We can talk about it later when we're not near death.
I mean, I'm fine. My horse is hurt.
You all catch
Yeah.
up together as you near. Do you want this scene? Would you guys like this scene with the Earl, or do you want to talk before the Earl?
Let's talk before
let's
it,
talk
because,
before.
like, we don't know how big the troop is. Like, there was a handful of cavalry and archers, right? Like, was it
Yep.
an invading army, or was it like a convoy?
This is a convoy, probably. That's all you saw. Yeah. If there was an army, you would have, like, if there was an army there, they wouldn't have been able to hide from you. Right?
Yes. But then why would they just leave us? They were catching up to us. In fact, Helen will say, why would they just let us go?
I don't know, maybe we
Right.
outrun them?
It seems as though they're guarding something. They don't want to range out too far or fall into one of our counterattacks.
But what would they be guarding? Their lands are miles away.
If they're guarding something, then this wasn't an ambush? Or it was, but not with us as the target.
Either way, there are too many of them for us to take on our own.
Indeed. Just 4 of us, we can't compete. We must inform the Earl that there is a patrol of Saxons here.
Yes.
And perhaps even that the Earl may need to get eyes wherever these people are guarding. Something may be happening. Perhaps it's just land we may have, in a way, lost, but we need to be sure that there isn't something greater happening.
Sir, on the way, should I deviate from the path slightly to bring word of this to the villagers? If there are peasants about, they need to at least be aware that there are well-equipped mounted troops nearby.
I think that's fair. But don't go alone. We always stick with another.
Aye. Of course. Whoever wishes to join me, I think that the 2 who remain should move to Duplain as quickly as possible, and brook no delay. B will delay only to ensure that the peasants of Salisbury do not suffer overmuch, and that they are prepared to, if not move, then repel invaders.
Right. Right.
So who wants to come with Helen?
Lucius, you have a way with words. And the Earl, you have his confidence. We need to speak immediately on this. Would you come with me?
Will do.
And
I suppose that leaves me then.
Hewgon will give a nod and kind of clasp onto the shoulder of both of you before you guys will head off.
So we will cut to the scene with Lucius and Hewgon in front of the Earl first. The Earl treats with you. He's here with some of his other knights, his household knights. Bar is present. You called for an urgent reply, Hewgon. I take it you're not trying to scare me now.
I wouldn't know, my Earl. It seems as though we were waylaid, an ambush, archers, along with knights, or at least cavalry, a dozen of them, a convoy. However, we were able to outpace them, though they did stop chase after a while. We believe they may be guarding something, either guarding land or an event that is happening. Duplain is not safe.
As far as we could tell, my lord, they were Saxons.
Where's the rest of them? Where are the rest of you? Where's Sir Jarren?
Sir Jarren and Squire Helen are quickly going to return after notifying the villages.
Ensure they were not caught unawares.
It's wise and heroic. We don't want another Wilton town if they're raiding us. Good. So, Hewgon, you did well. I trust that no one was seriously harmed. All is well.
You honor me, my lord, and no, other than a few arrows and a horse or two, we are unscathed. And it is to the skill of the knights with me. It was not just myself in the lead.
Though Sir Hewgon did do well to protect Squire Helen, who had fallen from their horse.
What seemed you owed her one after your duel.
That I did.
We'll prepare the defenses as a precaution for whatever raid might come. And we'll wait for Squire Helen and Sir Jarren the Lesser to return.
If I might say, my lord, I do think it would be possible for us to gather a force necessary to repel these invaders. Though perhaps some more information as to why they are here will also be a good idea.
It's wise. They won't be able to affect Duplain should they arrive here with raiders. We'll wait for the response from Jarren and Helen, and then we can call for the aid. I will send a rider back to Sarum to have them prepare in the meantime. With that, we cut over to Helen and Jarren.
Indeed. What do the villages nearby have names, or is this more a vague, like Duplain Village?
Probably, let's say that. How's that sound?
That's good.
It's based on a real place, so odds are good that it's like that there's something nearby. Let me see if I have an easy map, and if I don't, we'll make something now. Here we go. I wanted to work with something newer-ish because it gives a rather in-depth look at Duplain. Okay, so you have a couple of options. If you ride further east to like the border, there's the Abbey of the Black Cross just past Duplain. Like that would be close to Duplain. Basically, you're crossing the River Test. There's the Abbey of the Black Cross, and beyond that a little ways is the, what's it called? The old ruins of the old castle there. What did I say it's called?
Amalot?
It's only a model. Winchester.
Winchester. So would we have to go past Duplain to get there?
Yes, you would be riding. That would be like the most reckless move would be ride past the River Test out that way. There's also Bossington and Pittleworth, which are both like small places.
We must protect Pittleworth. They've suffered through enough.
Yeah. So it's basically Duplain's here. Let's say, hold on, I gotta do this in reverse.
Can we do this on Roll20 so I can see it from...
Yeah. Well, no, because I don't have that map.
Yes, good point. All right, sorry, continue.
So think about it like this. Duplain, kind of minor road or back road south to Pittleworth, back road north to Bossington, both very close to Duplain. Past the River Test, heading towards Wessex, is the Abbey of the Cross.
I think if we're worried about a Saxon invasion, the things closer towards Wessex probably already know, and quite intensely, that the Saxons have come. I think we're going to go to Bossington and Pittleworth and see if we can boom, 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 back to Duplain.
Okay. I think this is going to be a matter of energetic and orate. I'd like one of you to lead the way with energetic and one of you to lead the way with orate.
My orate is 8 and my energetic is 16.
My orate is like 15, so
Perfect.
Let's do it.
I'll do the talking, you do the schmocking.
Success.
Make it to both.
Not a
Oh,
success.
no.
It doesn't mean it's not a fumble. I think
It's close.
yeah. I think the people of Pittleworth are a bit resistant. Bossington comes over immediately. They're close to the road. People of Pittleworth are like, we're far. You have to argue with them, Jarren. It's annoying. They're like, we're fine. You ever been around someone when a natural disaster is coming and they're just ignoring it? That's these people.
He lives in
right there.
America, of course he does.
We were literally a trained contingent of knights and a couple squires, and we had to flee. That's how many of them there were, and that's how that's how dangerous they were. What about this aren't you getting?
Just bring whatever food and valuables you can carry and bring them to the castle.
Why don't you roll a D100 for me, Jarren? And up to 80% is how many of the town comes with for Pittleworth. Bossington, pretty much all responding. So about half of the town. The other half are like, whatever, we're fine. It's all fine. As
I don't understand what we do.
We did what we could.
People are at serious risk.
As you guide your way back, we see from both Duplain and from your own vision, as Jarren and Helen near Duplain, and Lucius and Hewgon stand at the wall. We see not a raiding party, but a marching army of Wessex.
How
fully
big?
staffed, massive, as you see them cross the river Test.
That's terrible. That's terrible, and I'm glad we did what we did. Christ, I thought it was just gonna be a small group.
And with that,
Okay, into the
we-
castle. Into the castle.
and with that, we put this on pause until part 2 of the King's Gambit.
Oh,
Christ.
We're fucked.
We've
Don't
got
worry.
like what, 20 people and a horde of recalcitrant peasants?
You've got Garrison.
No, I didn't mean
Good, good.
us. I meant Sarum. I meant Salisbury. We do not have what we need to stand up against that on our own.
Not with the Earl with a small contingent and garrison in one place against the full army of Wessex with a logistical advantage. I think
But
we can
don't-
take them, though. I think we can take them.
Haven't you seen this movie? We have the Pittleworth villagers. We do a training montage, and it's real cute and it's really awesome. And now we have a full army.
We're not samurai. We can't do the 7 samurai thing.
Just wait till the elves show up. Someone's gotta look at the young boy who's scared and be like, "This is a nice sword." You need that line.
Right.
Right.
Nice sword, nice sword.
We look at an army of marching people and we go, they're riding a hog. They're fey. Close the gates.
Hewgon, do you think that you could call your uncle? Do you think we could get him here?
Wait, how old are you? And you were knighted? Wait, this is perfect.
You'll be in the front
Bruise
line.
us. Yes. You will be on the palisade. We will impale you upon a spike so they know we're crazy.
All right, gang. And this next session we play will be part 2. And it'll be the end of what we're doing with Helen, Lucius, Jarren, and Hewgon until Boy King. So let's go ahead and do some outros. And then we can go raid one of our friends because we're about an hour past normal time. We're going to go ahead and start with Thomas.
Hello. I have been Squire Helen, who did her best, but also she's a lot weaker than a regular standard knight because she's 15 years old. But it has been an absolute delight. I'm glad we could do what we could, and so Hewgon could defeat Wessex symbolically, and we also defeated Wessex symbolically by denying them a lot of peasants to murder. But yes, that has been me. I exist in other projects, but those projects all belong to some of the good people here, so I won't mention them yet.
Excellent. And Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. I was just checking out our handy dandy Discord. By the way, did you know we have a Discord? Come check us out. Lots of fun things on there, such as memes and shit posting, as well as notifications on whenever we go live, as well as new projects we are working on or are involved in. I have been Mark, aka the Cat's Meow. You can join me over at the Cat's Meow Show, where I'm currently running a vampire game called Orphan Blood, which runs on Thursdays at, I want to say, 9:30 p.m. EST. You can also find some of my other projects. I finished up House of Tremere not long ago, which is very much the Oops Ultramere game. I will have a few more games that I will be announcing soon. I'm just in the final
Countdown?
section of getting some art. Yeah, the final countdown, getting things ready. So I will have more notifications soon. Until then, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you'll join us next week. And I hope to see you around on my channel and other people's channels and where I am. That's me.
Liam.
Hi, everybody. I'm Liam. I played Sir Jarren the Lesser of Durnford. I'm super excited. We're so close to some shit happening, and I'm really excited for it. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you guys next week. Do you want me to just pass it to Zack? I'm just gonna pass it to Zack. Zack time.
Oh, catch it. All right. I'm Zack. Got to play Sir Hewgon, the heir of Newton Manor, a very young knight who's been handed the reins of a bunch of other young knights and squire. We are going to save the day. We're going to save the day. Look, it's just a small army, I'm sure. It looks bigger at a distance.
It's a
So
starting.
It looks bigger in the rearview mirror.
Right. Tonight was a blast. I can't wait for the next feast so that Hewgon can slam his face on the table or get walked off campus essentially yet again with his wonderful roles in romance. But yeah, I don't know how we're going to live through this next one, but it's through the power of friendship and or good roles.
Indeed. All right. Thanks, Zack. And I'm Bob. I run the channel. We do Salisbury Anarchy on Sundays, Summerlin Enchantment on Tuesdays, and Antilles Legacy on Fridays. We lost our first character since Edward last Friday, and it was very emotional and very cool. Very well done. But we might lose more. We are nearing the end. If you're confused why all of a sudden we're playing these newbies, we are doing some intros for the characters that will be our mainstays starting in Boy King. And that's what we're seeing here with Hewgon, Jarren, Lucius, and Helen. We will be closing Anarchy with some of the folks we started with. We have a precarious scenario. Anarchy is kind of a choose your own adventure kind of structure. So we do have Virgil, who's been our mainstay through Anarchy, off from the others. But we do have the original Sword of Victory together, except for one of them has a really nasty cursed sword, and he's now with the lot of you. So we get to see what happens, what that looks like in a couple weeks as we bring Anarchy to a close. If you are interested in other projects we're doing, Mark, Cyberbro, and I are currently doing a Saturday Daggerheart. We're not going to be here this Saturday because I'm out of town at the CamCon convention, and then I'll be back just in time for this game. So it'll be nice and quick. In addition to that, so we have one more session of Daggerheart. We're doing GM Roulette. So we've already had Cyberbro and then Mark run. I'm running the third session, and then we bring it to a close. We're also doing Delta Green in October, run by our friend Ken, or Mark and I's friend Ken. And then we have some more projects coming, but I'm going to wait till I seal the deal. We hope to bring in some very well-known guests, and we'll see if that happens. Stay tuned for more. Thanks so much for watching, all. We're going to raid out to our friends, and we'll see you next time.